If Rwanda continues to conquer territory in our country, I know that it will happen even in Burundi, because it is trying to entertain young refugees to disarm them. Now, it is trying to entertain them in the Congo War. One day, it will come to Burundi. We will not accept it. The war will be widespread. We know its plan. It is preparing something against Burundi. Fortunately, the Burundians are warned. If the international community allows it to happen, in any case, here in Burundi, we will not allow it to happen. I call on the international community to take this seriously. We have a threat in the region.
This is the journey to one Africa.
Ici, il faut qu'on se dise la vérité.
Here, we have to tell each other the truth. We have to tell each other the truth. If we want to really root out the modes at the origin of the underdevelopment of Africa, we still have to think about where it comes from. Why do African countries, which, however, have great economic potential, are employed for wars and terrorism with the complicity of some Western countries? You see what is happening here, close to our homes. Why this silence? Doesn't the international community see the consequences? I tell you that if it continues like this, war is likely to be widespread in the region, because the people cannot allow it to happen. If Rwanda continues to conquer territory in our country, I know that it will happen even in Burundi, because it is trying to entertain young refugees to disarm them. Now, it is trying to entertain them in the Congo War. One day, it will come to Burundi. We will not accept it. The war will be widespread. We know its plan. It is preparing something against Burundi. Fortunately, the Burundians are warned. If the international community allows it to happen, in any case, here in Burundi, we will not allow it to happen. I call on the international community to take this seriously. We have a threat in the region. It is not only in Burundi. In Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, it is a threat to the whole region. If the east of the Congo has no peace, the region has no peace. Do not think that it is only Burundi that is threatened. South Africans are suffering in the east of the Congo. Do you really see where South Africa is? But the insecurity in the east of the Congo has consequences in South Africa. Isn't that right, Ambassador? So from a security point of view, we only have this threat in the east of the Congo. If you let things deteriorate as they are, you know very well that the consequences will be disastrous, and each country will deal with itself. But really, I have a plan that I have proposed to the region. I know that if this plan was respected, we would be at peace. Because you know, if Uganda justifies its presence by the presence of the FDR, isn't that a question that can be peacefully resolved? Sacrifice the people of the Congo, kill millions of people, under the pretext that there is a threat. Can't that be resolved without shedding the blood of the innocent? I know that the FDR and Uganda can agree very well on the management of this movement. Myself, I said that we need an international coalition to fight against foreign armed groups in the east of the FDR. That way, it will guarantee Uganda, and it will also allow the Congo to start the adoption process. What is missing? What is missing? It's because there is complicity. If not, if we all agree to work together to fight against foreign armed groups in the east of the FDR, it will be over because it will guarantee Uganda. It will also allow the Congo to organize its country peacefully. That's one. Let's talk about M23. I tried to get in touch with the people responsible for M23. I told them, if you are not from Rwanda, why don't you accept to drop your weapons and take the path of peace? Since you are Congolese, you love your country. At that moment, they told me, we agree. I told them, as long as you are not from the canton, we will not know who is Rwandan and who is Congolese. First, you have to go to the cantonment area. That way, the Congolese will know. Then, the Congolese will start the adoption process and the Rwandans will go home. Otherwise, we will always consider you Rwandans. They told me. The problem is that we are forced to be from the canton in an uninhabitable area. I sent my officers to inspect the area. It was the Sabinyo area. They found that the area was uninhabitable. I proposed to the Congolese government to decide on our area. The Congolese government accepted. file we made the recognition of the Mangabo area. We sent the Chief of Staff to inspect to see if life is possible. We found that all facilities were there. The M23 had accepted to go to the cantonment area. We had set up everything necessary. But when we were about to start the movement, they resumed the fight. Why? They told me, if we go there, what's next? The next step is to go to the Nairobi adoption and negotiation process. And everything you claim, you will claim it peacefully. They had accepted, and I had convinced myself. The Congolese government had said, if they accept to be from the cantonment, if they accept the peace process, we will integrate them into the Nairobi process. The Congolese government agreed. But when they resumed the fight, how to negotiate with someone who does not want peace? First of all, to negotiate, we need to create favorable conditions for negotiation. The first thing is the cessation of hostilities, the disengagement of forces, to restore confidence between parties in conflict, whether in Rwanda or elsewhere. First of all, there must be a cessation of hostilities, that the forces disengage so that we create a climate of trust and people will speak to each other without worry. How does the cessation of disengagement take place between states? It's that the forces in our country will disengage and go to their countries, and they will start negotiations. It's normal. But what's wrong? The international community is here. What's wrong with the deprocessing? I had proposed this plan, and the region had decided to send a regional force to first secure Congolese citizens, but also to fight foreign armed groups. This is the presence of Burundi in RDC. We went in the direction of the regional ideology. When we arrived in Sidi Kivu, you witnessed it. Peace and security were brought back. We started the process of reconciliation of Congolese communities. Until now it's calm.
Pour ramener la confiance entre les parties en conflit. Que ce soit le Rwanda, que ce soit la RDC, il faut que d'abord il y ait cessation des hostilités, que les forces se désengagent. Comme ça, on crée un climat de confiance. Les gens vont se parler sans inquiétude. Or, entre les États, comment s'effectue le cessez-le-feu, le désengagement? C'est que les forces dans notre pays vont se désengager et aller dans leur pays. Et ils vont entamer les négociations. C'est normal. Mais qu'est-ce qui manque? La communauté internationale est ici. Qu'est-ce qui manque sur les deux processus? J'avais proposé ce plan. Et la région avait décidé d'envoyer une force régionale pour d'abord sécuriser les citoyens congolais, mais aussi pour combattre les groupes armés étrangers. C'est cela la présence du Burundi en RDC. On est allé dans le sens de l'idéologie régionale. Quand nous sommes arrivés au Sud Kivu, vous êtes témoins. La paix et la sécurité a été ramenée. On a entamé le processus de réconciliation des communautés congolaises. Jusque maintenant, c'est calme.
This is the journey to one Africa.